We have 4 players left to get into the Premier League here in Korea. We're going to find out who they are today. It's the final day of the Challenger League.
Yeah, our first game today is going to be a ZVZ with Sleep versus YugiOh, which is kind of funny because as we went on camera, YugiOh was trying to run back to his booth, but is currently trapped because he apparently is told that he is not allowed to run through the camera. So now he's being escorted into his booth here, which is actually like kind of funny.
Yeah. No trap cards involved.
Yeah, no trap cards this time. He activated one, you could say, but yeah, still. So ZVZ is starting us off today. We have a lot of mirror matches, 3 in total before we head into our final game of the day.
Yeah, we will have Flash against Effort, a really exciting match. 2 Titans battling it out to find out only one of them is going to the Premier League. The other one's going to have to do up and down. So Flash, a big fan favorite, but Effort, somebody who's been on the up and rising here. So I think that today's match is going to be really exciting. A lot of mirrors, so some people, don't like the ZVZ too much, but really high-level ZVZs coming out. Yeah,
we have pretty good games today. We have Hyber going up against Live. Our opening game, as already stated, is going to be the match between YugiOh and Sleep. The king of Code A wants to go to the Premier League once again. And then later on, we have a Protoss versus Protoss. Trap is going to make an appearance there, as of course also Yonghwa. And then we're going to find out who will advance of Effort and Flash. And keep in mind that Effort actually just played a match at the WCG qualifier for Korea where he had to face Marine King. Marine King took him out with a 2-0. So it's going to be interesting to see if Effort has a couple of strategies up his sleeve that he didn't show during the qualifier.
Yeah, a really good point. Here's some of our stats that we saw from last week. This is, of course, day 2. Parting advancing 2-0 over Flying in a PvP. True takes out Keen 2-0. Then you have Reality up against Kongo. Pretty interesting series there. He takes it 2-1. And last but not least, we had SOS 2-0 Curious. Kind of a surprising result there for a lot of people.
Especially True. A lot of good results this season going to the Premier League here. And here are the games that we talked about earlier. Our ZVZ starting things off. Then we have Yonghwa up against Trap. Life versus Hyber, the third best of 3 of the day. Before we head into the CJ Enters player versus the KT All-Star Terran. Effort versus Flash. And yeah, this will be it. Then we, of course, are just waiting for the up and downs to happen.
Yeah. Life versus Hyber, one of the highlights for me today because this is a really important moment for Life in his career because a lot of people are starting to wonder if his period of dominance is really over. Is he going to be able to get back in the Premier League? A lot of people are saying no, and he's proven so far that actually, yes, he might be able to do it. He might be able to jump right back in.
He also just won the Ritmix RSL against his teammate Bomber. It was a best of 7 in the finals, and he took it with a 4-2. So a really good performance there. Took down a lot of really strong opponents, faced amongst others MMA, Scarlet, and Bomber. But now we're focusing a little bit on our 2 Zerg players here. In our opening match, to the left we have YugiOh for Root Gaming. And then, of course, Sleep. Always looking a little bit sleepy there in the booth, but let's see what he can do in the ZVZ today.
Yeah, really exciting match coming at us right here from the start. YugiOh, a fan favorite just simply because he's on a team that foreigners really love and adore, Root, and arguably the most successful Root player that they have. So Sleep, somebody who's really been on the up and rising, and if he wins this and goes to the Premier League, it would be a huge moment for him because he kind of started out as a shaky player and has really improved his stuff, as we can see in the GSTL.
Yeah, actually, Root is doing really well today in the Challenger League in America. We had Puck advancing over Hyunwoo with the 2-1. That was a pretty crazy series that they played there. The Protoss player able to advance over Hyunwoo was definitely the favorite going into the series, especially considering how successful he currently is in overseas tournaments. But now we are having a look at their Zerg player, the ZVZ game number 1 here at the WCS Challenger League, the 3rd round. Followed Wolf. And starting to the top right in red, we have the Zerg player for Root Gaming. It is
Root Gaming YugiOh.
Yep, YugiOh.
King of Code A.
King of Code A, always up there at the top. Looks like he's going for a 10 pull, in fact.
Yeah, the King is going for an early pull today. Wants to open things up with a bang. He's up, of course, against the fellow Zerg player. Starting to the bottom left for Team Azubu, we have
Azubu Sleep.
Both of these players have some team history, as towards the end of Slayers, Sleep was actually hanging around with the team, practicing with them quite a lot. And before that, he was on LGIM. YugiOh, on the other hand, the Slayers from the beginning. Really cool match that we get to see here because these guys kind of have some history with each other. And we're just going to see 10 pool Baneling here, it looks like, from YugiOh, so I like this, opening on a 2-player map like this.
The question is just what exactly is Sleep going to do, and Sleep, lucky for him, is not going into a hatch first build here. He starts his pool at 14, and that will definitely help him a little bit, because if he goes into such an early expansion, then he doesn't have anything on the map to deal with the aggression that we are seeing coming out of YugiOh right now. But with the build that Sleep chose, it's still not going to be easy for him to hold this off, but he can actually do that. He can get the Queen out, Spine Crawlers into the game as well, and with the Zerglings will be able to fend this off, or should at least be able to just be a little bit... he's a little bit better set up than he would have been with a Hatch first play, but it's still a very dangerous build for him that YugiOh chose here, and the Zerg player for Root Gaming could definitely take this game.
Absolutely, it's all about the micro here, and if YugiOh micro is just a lot better than Sleep, he could win the game here, or at the very least do critical damage. But right now YugiOh can be very happy with the opening he's chosen. He's about to see these Lings with his Overlord coming across the map, or Sleep that is going to see YugiOh's Zerglings coming across the map, and can prepare accordingly.
Yeah, at this point it's about the Baneling hits, and of course the Zerglings have already been spotted there. Actually, did he?
Yeah, I think he did. He sees at least the additional 2 there.
The Overlord for a second had a really weird pathing there. And I just assumed that it would go straight to the top right, but it didn't. Here come those Zerglings though, so Sleep knows exactly what's happening. Might not know about the gas, but with the timing of the Zerglings, he's at least expecting it. Just a few Lings running in there, and the Banelings are currently morphing, so if he can get the Banelings into the picture, that would be really strong. If those bad boys get into the mineral line, then Sleep is in a lot of trouble.
Yep. Right now he sees the Banelings morphing, he knows exactly what he's up against. The first Queen is already out, the second one is on the way.
Yeah, but I don't think that he will be able to hold this ramp. The idea is, of course, to get the second Queen in there, but I don't think that's going to work out for him. He's trying to block with the Zerglings, and here we go, the Banelings busting through. Good hit so far. He needs to get one of those Banelings to the front, and that's exactly what happens. The Queen goes down.
And now he's running in. Here come the Lings surrounding the 2 Zerglings that Sleep has left. He's got 8 on the production tab and 2 more Queens about to pop out, but can Sleep do the damage here? 2 Banelings, that's all he needs to decimate a mineral line.
Yeah, it's more about the Banelings than anything else, but one of the Banelings already had to be cancelled, goes down here, and here comes another one, immediately being attacked by the Queen. The Zerglings are trying to take down the Queen as fast as they can, and the Baneling is moving in, doing damage to the Queen and the Lings, but there are already the reinforcements for Sleep. YugiOh is falling significantly behind here.
Yeah, and he's making more and more Zerglings right now. Not a very easy transition for him at this moment in time. 14 to 10 Harvesters, double hatchery, all the Queens. Sleep in a great position right now. YugiOh did very little damage. He killed that first Queen, but he didn't get any drones, and all he really did was trade against Zerglings. This is a cool idea over here with the 4 Banelings, but this is exactly what Sleep is checking for, and he will find them. Such a great scout here.
Finding the Banelings, and it was a great defense by Sleep that we've seen here. Now he is on 2 Queens already. He has that expansion, and YugiOh, being stuck on 1 base, needs to get his own Queen out, but already the Harvester count 17 to 10 in favor of Sleep. Great defense by the Zubu Zerg player here. Now he has the double Queen at the front, and even though low in hit points, he can really help out a little bit. Just delay everything and make sure that he gets the time to produce additional Zerglings and additional Queens.
He even has the transfuses ready here. And this is the first wave of Sleep Zerglings, the first of many to actually go in and start harassing YugiOh. He will actually lose his Queen. Several drones are going down, and Sleep has basically already sealed the deal here. Transfuse should go down the Queen. There it is. Drones falling here, and YugiOh is down for the count. Down to 9 Harvesters left.
At the top right, we have the Zerglings still moving into the mineral line of YugiOh, and he is currently in a really bad spot. 9 worker supply against 21 already tells the tale. And there it is. GG and game over.
Very nice defense there by Sleep. Definitely having the better build order, getting that early advantage, but his micro was stellar. Did not waste a second on getting those Queens up, pulling his Queen back in the last second, just having that better production. And when you go for a build like this, like YugiOh did, sometimes you're going to get burned.
Yeah, it was just a very solid opening that Sleep chose here, and his defense was set up very well. YugiOh now suddenly down 1 map already against his opponent, and if he loses map number 2, then he will have to go through the up and downs. So everything hinges now on the second map.
Yep, Aquilon Race, yeah, another 2-player map, so you could see one of these 2 players going for some early aggression. I highly doubt either will go for another 10-pool Baneling on this map, but it is possible. Very wide ramp at the natural.
His problem was really that those Banelings, they didn't really get the hits. The Queen at the ramp already taking down the first one, and then he detonated and killed a few Zerglings. But Sleep knew immediately what was up, and he prepared very well, so there were no drones at the mineral line at the natural that YugiOh could attack. Everything was in the main base, and he defended really well against this, getting those Queens out right away. Great build here by Sleep, well played. Now we're heading into game number 2 at WCS Korea Challenger League. Sleep versus YugiOh. One of those guys will go to the Premier League. Let's see if Subu Sleep can seal the deal with a 2-0 here. The game is brought to you by Color Wolf today.